All right, here we go. Almost to it. Almost to it. Gone. What's up, good people, and welcome to St. Louis Organics Presents Who's to Blame the podcast, episode 490. We're getting real close to episode 500. We're getting real close, It's way back Wednesday edition of the show. If it's your first time tuning in or listening, we really do appreciate it across the board. We really do. Can't say enough positive things about the whole team and supporters of all of our shows and programs, from Who's to Blame the podcast, Montez at Midday, upcoming this Saturday, debuting this Saturday, our college football show we'll be doing at midnight. Get to the fucking point. And is the long-awaited show coming up real soon, Who's to Blaze, a cannabis lifestyle. Please visit our website at www.dremontez.com. You can also follow us throughout social media platforms such as Facebook, Instagram, Who's to Blame the Podcast, Twitter at W2B Dre Montez, YouTube, Dre Montez. Like, subscribe, and share. And we're also TikToking at Dre Montez 63. So there's several ways you can keep up with the show. We do appreciate all of the comments, the likes, the shares, the opportunities of meeting people over our little vacation we just came off of, and this past weekend participating at the Morgan Ford Stumble. Again, shout out to our sponsor at Tower Pub up on Morgan Ford. Great job with the t-shirts. Again, great job, as well as Friendlies in South City as well. Great. Both of these are great establishments. You know what we got to do? High fives for everyone. Chest bump. Let's hug this thing out. Sometimes you need that hug. It kind of appreciates the detail. It's kind of a justification. It's more of like a look in the mirror, and you're like, I got this day. All right. Speaking of it, you got this day. If you're celebrating a birthday today, happy birthday to you. Anniversary, happy anniversary. Congratulations. If you're moving on to something better, tomorrow's a new month, September. Moving steam ahead. We're going to talk about the full steam ahead of football season on today's podcast. But again, thanks for tuning into the show. And if you like us on YouTube, please subscribe to the page and share it with your friends and family members or coworkers or whatever you got to do. Just get the message out there to the people. If you would like to do some advertising with us, you can always just reach out to me, message me, inbox me, either way, or go to the website, DreMontez.com. If you're liking what you hear and like what you see, there's a button on there to make a donation if that's the way you want to get involved. All donations will be greatly appreciated. Thank you so much. Yes, people, Willie is with me. He's right here. We ain't going nowhere. We're going to ride this thing out with our St. Louis baseball Cardinals. My, oh my. We had a little hiccup yesterday, but that's okay. As they said in Lion King, Hakuna Matata. It's in the past. All right. When everybody that started school, how's the first week going? I saw all these kids post pictures and family members post pictures of the first day of school. Where are the homework pictures at? I haven't seen those yet. But congratulations to everybody on continuing your education. Well, this late in the year only brings us one thing as a reminder. Fantasy football. It is fantasy football time. Whether you're in an office pool, a beer league, with your buddies, with your girls, whatever it may be, the barbershop, there are all kind of different fantasy leagues, and they've gotten a whole lot easier to participate. You know, back in the days when we had to actually write stuff down and come up with our own points. You know, I'm talking to the old folks out there. The old days of Stratomatic baseball. You know what I'm talking about. When we had to actually come up with our own scoring system. Had to put somebody in charge. We had to pass out weekly letters. Had to print them up at somebody's house or Kinko's. My, oh my, how times have gotten easier right from as easy as our cell phone, laptop, tablet, PlayStation, Xbox. It don't matter. It's so easy to participate in fantasy football, and they've made it all kind of different rules you can play, whether you're a first timer, you're an expert, or you just a champ, you just a boss, no matter how you do it. But there's a few things that I've learned about fantasy football over the few decades. It has turned into not just fun, it has turned into creativity. You know, when you win, some people do it for money, some create their own trophies, some create their own t-shirts or whatever it may be. But I like that part of fantasy football, of the creativity of the celebration of the championship, or the rituals that you have for, if you have the worst team, you don't win any games, here's your punishment. It should be a punishment in each league. Like if you forget to change your roster and you lose the game because you had 4 players that had a bye, that's what you get. You have notifications. That bell sends you a notification. And we all know what happens on Wednesdays in fantasy football season. What do we call that, kids? Waiver wire Wednesdays. Everyone's paying attention to the waiver wire on Wednesdays in fantasy football. Now, when you get in your league, everyone has expert advice on how to play fantasy football. Like you're in a points league, you're in a snake league, you're in a flex league. All this basically depends on how you're going to draft your team. No matter what, you want to score the most points to win your fantasy football team. I've yet to hear of a fantasy football league where the objection is to score the least amount of points. I haven't heard of that shit yet. No, not at all. Now, fantasy football is not the same as Madden players or people that are dedicated football fans. They're not the same thing. Please do not get the 3 confused. That is the disclaimer that we must put out there today about the world of fantasy football. But just the people that do fantasy football, when you're drafting, it all depends on the league. You know, you hear people all the time on what pick, what should I get? You know, how high should I get a quarterback or running back or the receiving core? I think like this. If you're in an 8 to 10 team league, it all depends on where you're drafted at. That first draft pick is not as pressurable as people presume it to be in like real life NFL draft situation, getting the number 1 draft pick. You know what you need. You need to put points on the board. So who's going to get you points as a quarterback? Who's going to get you points as a running back? Who's going to get you points as a receiver? At a tight end? What kicker got you? And then what defense out there can sustain what you're going to put out there offensively? And you got to look at it week to week in your matchups. I mean, it's fun to play. The free advice that comes with it, with the different leagues you play in, that come in your email that no one ever reads or listens to. But they give good, sound advice. The matchups are key. The matchups are key. If you have a quarterback in an NFC West and you're going against a quarterback in the AFC West or the AFC North, it could get interesting because the scheme of football has changed so much with the AFC and the NFC over the past 5 years. Because now the goal to win is even bigger now than ever before in fantasy football. And as we found out a few years ago, they play too for fun, of course, for fun. That's what they say. But I'm looking forward to fantasy football. I think this year may be the year I only play in 2 leagues. I'm looking forward to the Friendly's Fantasy Football League. That should be a lot of fun. That should be a lot of fun. And there's one I've been doing with a bunch of guys I play Madden with online. So I'm looking forward to that. So it should be a lot of fun. If you hear of an interesting league, send it my way just for fun and shits and giggles and football bravado. I'm down for it. Let me know. Let me know. I think we're going to share our weekly update on social media this year. I was in leagues before. They didn't want people to know they were playing in this league with that person and with that dude and that lady in the group. You know, it gets a difficult understanding sometimes when it comes to fantasy football. Relationships go through an issue. True story. I worked at a place where they don't pay us money, so you don't need to know the name of it, but people go there to watch football. And there was a couple that came in every year with the draft board that they gave out if you had your draft party. They gave you the big draft board. You got all this swag gear and all this. Husband and wife. She won the league 2 years in a row. 2 years in a row. You know they broke up because of that, and she married someone that was also in the group 4 years later. True story. How does fantasy sports get in the way of a relationship? I never understood that. I never understood that. It's like when you're playing a video game. All you do is play the game. I'm in the house with you. Why do people get so much bullshit when they play video games at home? I can see if you were going to the club, going to the strip club to play the video game, but no, I'm in my motherfucking house and you're right here too, but there's a problem. There's a problem. There's a problem. It's been going on for decades, and I think it's still continuing out there in some households across America. But as Dre Montez, I'm telling you right now to have the talk before the season starts. If you are involved with someone that you just met 90 days ago and you want to keep this shit going, you need to have the talk. Got to have the talk, not the dating a woman or a dude with a kid or the baby mom and baby daddy live on the same damn block talk. No. The football talk. The football talk. It needs to be had. They did it in Fever Pitch. With Jimmy and Drew, the baseball movie. His friends told him, you didn't have a talk with her, did you? You know how you are about baseball season. I'm just saying. I don't give advice, but I will point in the right direction. All righty. Again, this is Who's to Blame, the podcast, episode 490, and we're getting excited and ready for football season in a different way, different style, different sense. Fantasy football. When's your draft? Who's your top 3 picks? Let me know. Also this week in football, you can look at this. As fans, we look at it one way. As former players and players we admire, it's looked at all kind of ways. NFL cut time. You know, they have to make room for 53 people. We know how this goes. We know they have a practice squad. We know there are other ways to still play professional football, but not at the NFL level. We get it. The hunger is out there. There are different leagues, different opportunities. So if you do find yourself getting cut, your friend, relative, someone you really believe in, send them words of encouragement. Just say, hey, don't let this be the end of your journey. Don't let it be the end of your journey. And here's the beautiful thing about the NFL. And we hear this all the time. It's like when social media gets it right, when the NFL gets it right. When they like a guy that they have in camp, but they know they have no room for him, and they reach out to someone in the league and say, I got a kid you need to see. I got a young man you need to meet. So don't let you getting cut be the downfall of just saying, oh, I'm not good enough. Damn, I thought I had it. You still got it. The window of opportunity in NFL, it never closes. Due to what, kids? Injuries, suspensions, and just the belief system. Those 3 things right there, there's always going to be an opportunity for you. I used to look at NFL cut day as a bad day, like, damn. But the older you get and the better understanding you get these different sports that you follow, and you really understand the policies and procedures of making a team and getting cut and still having that window of opportunity. I like that. Keep that going right there, NFL. Keep that going for sure. For all intents and purposes out there, keep that going for them shorties out there. You know, you never know when we're going to see that next big star. They're always trying to push the next big star on us, whether premeditated or premature. They try to put it on us each and every time when it comes to finding the next big star. I would just like to enjoy their athletic ability in this window of opportunity in NFL to play for my team, any other team out there. Now, as a Denver Bronco fanatic out there, I'm going to let you know how I'm going to do my Broncos season picks next week. But I'm excited. I'm optimistic the same way. This weekend, you know, it's a different story. It's college football time. It is college football time. But those are my thoughts right there on the NFL cuts. Don't let that just be it. There's still a shot for you. There's still a shot. And then some of these guys, You hear about their story and their journey in probably year 12. You find out this offensive lineman playing 12 years in NFL. Then you find out what he went through to get there. Oh, he's been on 5 different teams, 4 practice squads, played in 3 professional games, but he seized the moment when he was given the opportunity to play every game, and he has not been out of the game ever since then. See, when you hear stuff like that, that encourages other players to keep going. I got this. This is not the end of this journey for me. I am going to play in the NFL, mom and dad, grandma, grandpa. Believe in me. I like that. I like that. You got to have a strong belief system, though. Strong belief system. You know, we all we got. They always saying that. We all we got. All right. Now, coming with football season, I think everybody has rules and regulations not to violate during football season, whether it's at your house, your man cave, your she shed, at your local bar. You have policies and procedures on how you handle college football season. And I saw this, and I thought I would share it with you guys and just get your insight on this. You know, this is, I really do believe some people follow this philosophy. These are football rules. Okay, rule number 1, do not call me after 8 p.m. on Thursday nights. Hold on. Or after 11 a.m. on Sundays or 7 p.m. on Mondays. I got to throw in Saturday. Don't call me on Saturdays from 7 a.m. until 1 a.m. There you go. Now this one here could get a little tricky right here. You got to be a Southeastern Conference football fan or an NFL fan from the South. If for some reason, this is number 2, you decide to text me during the game, it had better be to ask me, did you see that? To which I will always respond, what the heck do you think? All right. I like that one too. All right. Number 3. That's a good one. If someone is dying, call 911 before you call me, because they're probably answer and I won't. I like these rules and regulations because you have someone that will call you on a football day and say these exact words. What are you doing? And they know you're a fan. Or they'll say, are you going to watch the game today? But you know I'm a fan. Or why are you wearing that jersey? Get out. You're not my friend. You're not friends of football people if you do those things. You're just pushing buttons. You poking the bear when you do things like that. Sometimes it's pretty cool to poke the bear. It really is. And the last one here, let's see what the last rule is. The last rule here is, all right. If someone has already died, do not call me. Obviously, there's nothing I can do for them. Number 5, if you're confused about my availability until February, please check back to rule number 1. Boom, right there, kids. Who's to blame? The podcast, episode 490. You guys enjoy your day. And as I always say, appreciate the details of the day. They are important to some people out there for some reason. All right. We're going to get on up out of here. As they say in the hood. On the phone. I holler. Peace. Till next time.